thank you so much, Harry, for coming on and sort of helping us with this testimonial. I know we sort of, worked together back in October now, so it's been a few months. I just wanted to connect with you to get a bit of feedback on your experience, obviously working with MentorME, as well as working with one of our expert private label mentors in Neilen. So do you want to just introduce yourself and how it's been going?
Yep. So hi, Jack. I'm Harry. Thanks for having me on to this. It's a real pleasure. So I started up my own Amazon FBA business about 9 months ago, so quite a while ago, and the business is called the Magpies Collection. Now, really,
Awesome. I like the name.
yeah, thank you. Took a while to get there.
So you started Amazon 9 months ago. What was the sort of route for you starting Amazon? Like, how did you think about Amazon being the right side hustle for you? Did you try and learn anything before you got started, or was it like you saw some stuff on TikTok and was like, I'm going to order a bunch of stuff from Alibaba, for example?
Yeah, for sure. So a real personal goal of mine was to always run my own business.
Yeah,
Amazon is such a good avenue to do that.
yeah,
And if that's your
100%.
goal, it's silly not to do Amazon, I think, at this point. So I kind of knew I wanted to do Amazon, and I just didn't really know anything about it. So I think I did what most people do: go to YouTube
Yeah, get some
and
free
you start
free
from there.
content.
It is free content. Problem with YouTube, I kind of think is twofold. So one, there's too many options. You don't know where to start, who to go with, who to trust. Um, and then it's just a time thing. So you're going to spend so much time consuming this content. It's hard to make action on it because you're
Yeah,
spending.
I know what you mean. Like, I mean, I think like my recommendation to people all the time before they spend money on mentoring is actually do a bit of research, and I'm glad you've done that.
Yeah,
Um, Purely because there is a lot of content out there, and obviously it can give you a bit of a gives you very base level knowledge, which is great because you need some base level knowledge to actually understand like the business model that you're going to get into,
right.
understand all those different aspects that come into it. But obviously, you could watch like 10 hours of content and 99% of it is regurgled stuff from somebody else's video, right? So it's finding that 1% of the content that is actually valuable, and actually answers the question that you were stuck on.
Yeah.
Which obviously mentors sort of help with. But so you went through that process. You sort of watched all this YouTube content, and then you were like, you want to start the Magpies collection. So
Yeah.
what happened then? So you obviously just went on and ordered products without sort of knowing too much.
Yeah, it pretty much was. So every YouTube video starts, the first thing to do is go and do your product research.
Yeah,
So I've gone away and done my product research, and my criteria was something that I could put my own mark on.
yeah,
So
okay. Put your
without
logo on. Yeah,
without actually meaning to, I ended up doing private label, and it was a criteria in the back of my mind to be private label, but I didn't know
it
that
was
was
private label, right? You didn't know it was private label. You were just sort of looking to sell on Amazon, and you didn't know the strategies between wholesale, private label, arbitrage, those different types of things.
didn't know that at all. So I've ended up just looking for my own products, criteria at the back of my mind, something that I want to have my own mark on.
Yeah,
And I just found some products on Alibaba. Um, got a few samples from a few different places, found a product that I quite liked, and just shipped a bunch over. Now, I kind of thought from the research, loosely, the process was a bit of product research, get some samples, get it shipped over, and then
sell
get
it.
Amazon to pick it up and
Yeah.
sell. I'm so wrong.
It's like you sort of obviously you've seen all these TikTok videos and they're not very clear on YouTube videos, right? That there's different strategies. So like you started with the private label strategy, and then you sort of were taking what would have been the wholesale strategy, where you get these items and you can just ship them off. You haven't got to create your listings, you haven't got to do the PPC, you haven't got to register the brand.
Yeah,
Um, so there's lots of different things there, and I guess like look, we're in January now. I know you had the mentoring session in October. Like if we go back 9 months, which would have been what, March? So
yeah.
that's when you started to order these products. And I know you're obviously sort of still sitting on them because you've had issues with the brand registry, but like that's a long time to be sitting on. Look, I don't know how much stock you've got in terms of cash value, but that's a lot of money to be sitting there and not going anywhere, right?
Yeah, completely. And it's because I was new to this, I had only done limited research. I don't have the foresight to see all of the different barriers and challenges
Yeah,
in front of me. And with private level label, it isn't straightforward like that. And there was no one there to tell me, oh,
yeah,
it's going to be a little bit more expensive. Yeah, it might be more profitable because you're running your own brand, you're taking your
lower
profit,
margins and things. Yeah,
but actually, do you know how to get there? And the answer for me was no. I didn't know how to.
It's also finding someone you can trust, like in the complete sea of online people on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube showing you all this different stuff.
Yeah.
You know, creating these like 20-minute YouTube videos telling you exactly how to build an Amazon business with an upsell straight away onto a course. You know, there's a lack of transparency there. You don't know if these guys are qualified. You don't know any of this. And obviously, that's sort of where we came in. So obviously, we connected on Instagram. I think I probably reached out to you, and we had a bit of a catch up, and we sort of understood that, you know, where you were in your position, right? And so we obviously took the opportunity to pair you with an expert mentor in Neilen, who had obviously exited his private label business for over 7 figures, and that was sort of the best route to go. And obviously, you know, a lot of people charge so much for full mentoring, and obviously, I think the problem in today's market is it's very difficult for you if you don't need the full experience. You don't need to pay for an 8-week package, right? We obviously have those, but like that's not what you needed. You just needed an hour of somebody's time to go over the questions that you had, and obviously we were sort of able to help you with that. So I think Neilen's was like £50 or something, right? I mean, that's probably been the best £50 you could have spent, right? I mean, to get all of your questions answered.
Easily the best £50. So at the start, I was a little apprehensive. I think as anyone would be, because you see so many courses out there.
Yeah, 100%.
As you say, like this is 8-week course, come put 500 quid down and do. Not what I wanted. I just wanted a bit of direction and a bit of, you're doing this right, you're doing this wrong. And I hadn't had that yet. So I was a bit apprehensive. But do you know what? I was like £50. I mean, if
What's
it's
the worst
50,
that can happen?
exactly. At the end of the day, it's not a lot compared to the money I'd put in. It was quite a small percentage of
Yeah, of course.
the end at the point. And what I could have ended up spending without that 50 quid
Well,
would have
exactly.
been
Yeah.
so much
I mean,
worse.
how long would it have taken you to? Obviously, you've only just got the brand registered now.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know Neilen gave you some direction on that, but also like if you'd gotten to this point and then just started, you know, just shooting out a bunch of ads without actually understanding any of it, like, you know, you'd have lost far more than £50, right? And I mean, you know, that's probably going to be the return on investment on that when you actually start getting selling those products is going to be huge, right? So, I mean, just tell me, like, how did you find the session with Neilen? Like, obviously, you had an hour with him. Obviously, I know Neilen's a great guy. He's come on our podcast as well, and obviously is allowed on the site because we vetted him. I just want to know a bit more about your experience working with Neilen in particular, and you know, did he seem like the good fit? Are you quite happy with the way the pairing went?
Yeah. So Neilen, just on a personal note, great guy, really
Yeah.
easy to get on. But actually on a professional note, I kind of came to the call thinking my one problem was haven't got barcodes. That was
Yeah.
what I thought the problem with private label. You basically just get an empty product for you to
You
put your
need to
mark
put,
on.
yeah.
So I thought my problem was barcodes. And I've come on explained that to him, and he's like, okay, stop there. Because there's actually a few more challenges that you haven't seen that you can come across. You'll face all these challenges, but we'll go through them. So he took me step by step on what I need to do. So one of the outcomes was we need to get on Amazon brand registry. We need
Yeah.
to do that because it's going to set you up on Amazon properly. You can get your own your private label out there, and you can actually build your brand that you want to
You be
build
protected as well, right? Is one of the things, so people don't come and nick your listing.
completely. So there's actually so many benefits. And he was there to direct me and explain that. And he would say, okay, I wouldn't do this because of, in my experience, I've done
Yeah.
this. I think there's nothing more you can trust than someone's own values, someone's own
Yeah.
experiences.
I mean, that's where mentorship comes in, right? I mean, the whole point of a mentor is that you are, you know, paying for somebody's knowledge and experience that has already done that. So it is a shortcut, right? I mean, the one or two ways you go is either you don't have a mentor and you sort of pay with both your time and your money because you're sort of putting that money in and it's sort of going nowhere, or you know, you're risking all of it, or you pay for a mentor and just have the complete shortcut on time because they've told you everything, whether it's in an hour or over a couple of weeks, to get you to the point you need to get to.
Oh, completely. I almost gave up 2 or 3 times. I mean, I bought the product and the time aspect of and the challenges I had, I was like, oh, there's no point. I'm just going to
Yeah.
give up. It's not worth spending this much time researching, getting it wrong, spending more money. Having Neilen there really focused me down. So in that hour, I got essentially a 10 step of what to do and why and what to avoid. Then outside of that, he provided me with more resources on essentially just videos on what to do next
Yeah.
and how to get there. I've then got Neilen as a contact, so I
Yeah.
can
Exactly.
reach
Into
out
his
to him whenever I
network.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can talk to them all the time. I also had a problem with product images, so I took some DIY pictures of my
Yeah, I
product.
remember you showing me those, and I think I said straight away, you need to get some better professional images.
Exactly, and product images mean everything to a
Hmm.
product. If you go to a brand listing and there's some dodgy pictures, you're just not going to buy it.
Well, I mean, it's sort of the only way people buy, isn't it? It's not like TikTok where you're selling live and people can see you using it in action. You go on an Amazon listing, you don't even get onto the Amazon listing to read what it is if the image is crap, right? I mean, like we all shop on Amazon. You literally just go, yeah, nah, I'm not clicking on that one.
Exactly. So he pointed me into the direction of someone that can help with pictures, and then even things like Photoshop to edit them, make them look good. So he's connected me to his network.
Hmm.
So in this 50 quid hour session,
You
it's
got,
not this small section that
yeah,
I've got such a lot of value out of that. And it's kind of why I've come on today. I really wanted to show
yeah,
my appreciation for it. And actually, if
exactly.
anyone was to be at the start of their journey like I was, without direction and not knowing where to go, I couldn't recommend it more.
I really appreciate that because that's obviously the service that we want to provide, right? We want to make sure that people are getting the help that they need, and it's not at outrageous costs, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Neilen is a prime example of that. He sort of offers an hour of his time for £50 an hour, so it's a fantastic amount of value. And I can't imagine how much money it's saved you over that time, probably in the thousands, to be honest, if you just gone out and just spent a load of money on ads, right? So I'm
Yeah.
thrilled that it was to be so useful for you. I guess one more question before we wrap up. What is the plans now for you to get your business up and running? And would you obviously consider using someone like Neilen again in the future to help you with any challenges?
Yeah. So my next goals and my plan of action, um, I've just been accepted to Amazon brand registry, and that
Fantastic.
I would not have got there in the time or the money without
Yeah,
him. So get myself fully set up on there, and then get my products out there. But actually, because I've also got the foresight of you need to consider this, this, and this on the way there, I know I'm going to get there in a
at
right
some
time.
point. Yeah, exactly.
Um, Sorry, what was the second half of the question?
Would you consider using somebody like Neilen again through MentorMe?
Hands down, I would 100%
Fantastic.
recommend it. It just the value for money was incredible. Now, I mean, I have the motivation to get it over the line. I almost quit a few times, and I've saved so much money because of it. Just couldn't recommend more.
Good to hear. I really appreciate all of that, and we'll obviously, share this with Neilen as well. He doesn't know we're doing this. He's gonna be thrilled to hear your amazing feedback on him. So thank you so much, Harry, for coming on and doing this quick testimonial. We really appreciate it, and we can't wait to see what you do with your Amazon business next. Cheers.
Yeah, good having me on, Jack.